From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Speaking with the Enemy.
Just over 30 minutes remaining before kickoff here on Labor Day between the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Toronto Argonauts at Tim Hortons Field on the Journey Rewards Tiger Cats pre-game show with Mr. Fantuz and myself, Bubba O'Neill. Now it's time for our Speaking with the Enemy segment, courtesy of Red Tag. RedTag.ca Back to the Beach sale is on now. Extend the summer heat and start planning for your fall and winter beach vacation now. Book today at redtag.ca. Well, for the second time in 3 weeks, he has come to join us. And now he's giggling.
Are you sick of me yet?
Well, we won't go that far. We're actually really happy to have you here from the booth, and he is the Argos play-by-play voice and very, very assimilated to that program from TSN 1050. Let's bring in Mike Hogan. Thanks for checking in, pal.
My pleasure. Are you? Because I'm sick of the Ticats right now. I want to see somebody. I want to see you guys late in the regular season and maybe again in the playoffs. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
4 times in 5. I'm sick of y'all.
I saw that stat that in the last 365 days, these teams have matched up 10 times.
What?
Isn't that
Playoffs and preseason
even,
and just crazy.
I can't even fathom that.
How would would you be nuts? Would you want to kill one of the defensive backs at this stage?
I mean, you could see how that matchup could get heated, but
Yeah.
think about the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're butting heads with somebody, 50, 60 times a game, times 10 over a year. There's got to be some physical, verbal abuse going on down there. I don't know.
This is where we need CFL mic'd.
Yes.
This is where and unedited. Like, let's do the Netflix version.
Who should they mic on Toronto?
I think it's Mac today. Who would be interesting? Wynton McManus did it and said, I can't believe you're putting a mic on me because, none of this will air. Shaq Richardson would be interesting. They did that here a couple of years ago. Didn't go so well.
I feel like Don Jackson would be a good one.
In a good way, or is he's just the guy that's going to lose it? Dylan would be ideal.
Yeah, Dylan Wynn. He's just a funny guy.
Yes.
Don. He's witty. They're both just funny guys. Like to chirp, but also the way they talk to their teammates is some good quality content for the listeners.
This is Don. This is weird because Redding, California, small town in Northern California, is 150,000 people. And at one time, Matt Nickel and Ricky Ray started against each other. They're both from Redding.
Wow.
Jackson is from Elk Grove, California. Smaller. So is Ryan Dinwiddie.
Wow.
And so is Saxelid. There's 3 guys here with ties to Elk Grove, California. That's weird.
That is strange.
What's weird, guys, is the CFL East Division.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, props to the Argonauts. They lead. They are in first place. But you're 5-5.
Solid 5-5, buddy.
That's 5-5, right?
2-1 against the Ticats, buddy.
Yeah,
Harold Ballard Trophy, buddy.
We could end up in a tie, though, right? But you know what? And when you think that the Tiger Cats are 3-8, especially at this time of the year, and wins mean so much for both teams, and now Ottawa have come up, and we didn't speak too well about Ottawa for most of the season, and here they are, maybe with a quarterback. Maybe Nick Arbuckle has found his place. But what is your overall thoughts of this division? I would say it's fun in some ways.
I said it before. I think for the most part, teams are better than their records across the board. Ottawa, Winnipeg should have beaten them. Edmonton, you guys should have beaten Calgary week 1. You probably should have beat. Well, maybe not. The one of the games was close at least until the fourth quarter against us. We lost to Ottawa. We
lost to Trey Ford in the Edmonton Elks. Right?
Yeah, but right? you know what I mean. There were games there that should have been won. If you guys could clean up the turnover problems, you're a way better team than your record, right? It's just that aspect more than anything else. It just flashes. The 3 games against Toronto, you forced 1 turnover, McLeod Bethel-Thompson interception in front of the Hamilton bench on basically a jump ball last week. And other than that, you've turned it over 10 times in the 3 games. You're not going to win many games when you're -9 against your division rival.
Yeah, flashes is the key word. And all these teams in the East have shown flashes of greatness and shown that they can get it done against the best in the league. And it really is anybody's division. I mean, Hamilton is going to have hard to beat Toronto because of the tiebreaker, barring they don't win by 25 here today. Yeah. However, there's still lots of games left, and anything can happen. And there's all this talk about how the crossover is guaranteed. Well, I don't think it's guaranteed. I mean, if SAS loses next week in Winnipeg and Montreal wins or Hamilton wins a couple of these games, they got to be outright winner to cross over. So it's going to be an interesting finish to the season down the stretch.
And they've got a lot of Western teams left on the schedule, and it's the schedule again. Like, we get you guys, we play home and home with Saskatchewan, then we get 4 out of 5 against you guys, and then we have road and road against Ottawa. We play them twice in a row with a bye week in between both games in Ottawa. Like,
strange schedule makers.
We only have 2 home games left.
Wow. One thing Toronto has done really well this season is create points with their defense. Yeah. 5 defensive returns for touchdowns, turnovers for touchdowns. How important is that? Like, that's one thing that's definitely glaringly missing from seasons past with Hamilton.
Yeah. Well, you guys saw again the first game in Toronto, close game. Chris Edwards pick 6, knife. Right, you know what it's like. There are certain times in a game, and my broadcast partner Natalia J says 6 plays. 6 plays in a game are going to determine the game. And if you can get a couple of those big plays, and you know what it's like in terms of momentum, oh man, you can be going well and then a pick 6 in the other direction, and it's tough mentally to come back from those.
You look at last week's game, and you look at the stats. I mean, time of possession just lopsided beyond belief. Less than 22 minutes for Toronto. First downs were 25 to 15 for Hamilton. 2 and outs, 6 caused by Hamilton, only 2 by Toronto. Yardage, 50% more for Hamilton. Yet, people say that was the biggest blowout of the year because of the scoreboard.
Sure.
Is it just come down to turnovers, or was there something else, some kind of mental game going on?
Last week it did. Peters, he baited him twice, and the third one, I don't know what Dane was thinking when he was getting sacked and decided to throw the lollipop up to the sideline. But twice that was just Peters making really good plays, and plays that Dane wishes he had back, obviously. But man, Peters is that was kind of his coming out party nationally last week. He's been that good for the year, and he got hurt last year, but the time he was here last year, he's really good.
Well, it'll be critical to watch him and how his matchup today. What do you think is going to be the key for today's game?
From a Toronto perspective, I guess, and from a Hamilton perspective, either limiting or getting the offense from Hamilton's perspective going. You got Newman in here, and he's obviously a good quarterback because Georgia doesn't recruit bad quarterbacks from other good programs. So there's something there, but we haven't seen it. Now, how's he going to handle what Corey Mace is going to do today as a first-game starter? That's the whole thing. If the Ticats score 21 offensive points today, I think they've got a shot. If they don't, I think it'll be an Argo win.
And Toronto struggled against backup quarterbacks this season.
All year. Don't rub that in. Calgary, Ottawa, Hamilton, like Montreal. The hook is made. The guy comes in off the bench, and all of a sudden he looks like a combination of Warren Moon and Doug Flutie all rolled up into one.
Well, I'm going to knock on wood to not jinx today.
Well, folks, we have been speaking with the enemy as presented by Red Tag. He is Mike Hogan of TSN 1050. The Argonauts play-by-play voice, and he had to get that in.
Come on.
Can you mute his
Give me one, Bubba.
Can you just have a great call tonight, right? Just to enjoy your call and enjoy your pre-post-game show when you're talking about the Tiger Cats and how close the East is. Folks, we have all kinds of things coming up on the pregame show. The Journey Rewards pregame show as presented by the Tiger Cats and here on ticats.ca and the Tiger Cats audio network.